he was king, king over all creeping, crawling, flying things of Judge Miller's place, humans included. Buck's father, Elmo, a huge St. Bernard, had been the judge's close friend, and Buck tried to follow in the way of his father. He was not so large, he weighed only 140 pounds, for his mother, Shep, had been a smaller Scotch shepherd dog. Still 140 pounds, to which was added the dignity that comes of good living and universal respect, enabled him to carry himself in right royal fashion. During the 4 years since his puppyhood, he had a fine pride in himself and was even a trifle bit arrogant, as country gentlemen can sometimes become. But he had saved himself by not becoming a mere pampered house dog. Hunting and running outdoors had kept down the fat and hardened his muscles. He also loved play and swim. This was the kind of dog Buck was in the fall of 1897, when the Klondike gold rush dragged men from all over the world into the frozen north. But Buck did not read the newspapers, and he did not know that Manuel, one of the gardeners, had one dangerous problem. He loved to gamble. One night, when the judge was at a meeting and the boys were busy, on the memorable night of Manuel's treachery, no one saw him and Buck go off through the orchard on what Buck imagined was just a stroll. And except for one other man, no one saw them arrive at the tiny train station known as College Park. This man talked with Manuel and gave him money.
"You might wrap up the goods before you deliver them,"
the stranger said gruffly, and Manuel looped a piece of strong rope around Buck's neck under the collar. "Twist it, and you'll choke him plenty," said Manuel, and the stranger nodded his head. Buck accepted the rope with quiet dignity. To be sure, he didn't like it, but he had learned to trust in men he knew and to give them credit for knowing more than he did. But when the ends of the rope were placed in the stranger's hands which pulled him, Buck growled angrily. To his surprise, the rope tightened around his neck, making it hard to breathe. Never in all his life had he been so vilely treated, and never in all his life had he been so angry. But he could not escape. Soon after, a train stopped, and the two men threw him into the baggage car. The next he knew, he was dimly aware that his tongue hurt and that he was being jolted along in some kind of vehicle. The hoarse shriek of a train whistle told him where he was. He had traveled too often with the judge not to know how it felt to ride in a baggage car. He opened his eyes and felt as angry as a kidnapped king. He saw in front of him the man who had taken him, and he began barking wildly at the man and even managed to bite one of the man's hands. Buck's barking made so much noise that one of the baggage men came in to see what was going on. Seeing that the man who had taken Buck had been bitten, he asked if there was something wrong with the dog.
"Yep, this dog has fits," the man lied. "I'm taking him up for his owner to San Francisco. The crack dog doctor up there thinks that he can cure him."
After the train finally reached San Francisco, the man took Buck to a little shed in the back of a saloon near the waterfront.
"All I get is 50 for this,"
the man grumbled to the saloon keeper. Pointing to his sore hand, the man continued,
"And I wouldn't do it over for 1,000 cold cash. That dog is as fierce as they come." "Stop your complaining,"
the saloon keeper said.
"You got the money we agreed on, and not a penny more or a penny less, didn't you? Besides, where this dog is going, you won't meet up with him again. That I can promise."
"I sure hope so," the other man muttered and rubbed his sore hand again.
"I'll not soon forget the likes of this one, that's for sure."
Tired as he was, Buck still tried to fight, but finally he was thrown down and held by a group of men who took the heavy brass collar off his neck. Then they took off the rope from his neck and